So I was supposed to come on last night, and I just fell asleep. So I'm gonna be real brief with this one. Salute to everybody that still support the channel. I can't even promise that I'll be back trying to do this on a daily basis or as much as I was doing it at one point in time, because I feel like I talked about everything that needs to be talked about on the Tupac channel. Unless I'm able to get some guests, it's hard to, just to come to this channel and just upload. I respect Tupac's legacy, so I ain't just gonna make a video just talking about anything or whatever for the sake of whatever, bro. Like, I just ain't got it in me. I guess you could call that integrity. Or I could just be lacking ideas. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about Joey Bada real quick, and later, and after that, the comedian Ali Saddiq, Alex Lopez in the building, Jay Wall in the building. So what I just wanted to say about Joey Bada is, like, I didn't know that about 8 years ago, about 2017, he had said that he was, better than Tupac, that he was a better rapper, a better lyricist than Tupac. Now, my thing is like, when I did research, I'm like, damn, Joey Bada is only 30 years old. Tupac has been deceased for 28 years. If I'm not mistaken, was it 28 or 27? Died in 96. 28. Well, anyway, let's just say Joey Bada was a little baby or a toddler. Either Joey Bada, because my math is messed up right now because I'm driving. I'm trying to watch out for potholes. I don't want to destroy my rims. So either Joey Bada wasn't born yet, or he was still in his mother's womb, or he was a toddler when Tupac passed away. And then when you say later on in life that you're a better rapper and a better lyricist than Tupac, this is the stuff that pisses me off in hip-hop. Because if anything, we should have respect for those that came before us. That's like me saying that I rap better than Melly Mel. But unless Melly Mel was able to adapt, and unless Melly Mel wanted to battle like Melly Mel battled Eminem, and if they was to really battle, depending on, I don't know who, but I might put my money on Eminem. But if Melly Mel can adapt to how hip hop evolved lyrically, then that's a different story. Eminem would probably like, yo, Melly Mel, I'm so dope that I'll take it back to you on 1980s style and battle you. And Eminem might win there because that would be witty. So my point is like, have respect. Tupac died before you was born, Jody, or Joey Bada. And I like Joey Bada. I like the diss records that he just brought through for Rayvon and Daylight and some dude named Oz Chike or Ass Cheeks or a couple of brothers out there. Joey Bada did his thing. But when I seen that, even though he clarified his point about why he said what he said, because you're supposed to feel like you're the best. But in hip hop, we're not teaching. There's people out there teaching, but it's not enough rappers. Like this notion or this idea of you're supposed to think you're the best in hip hop is more of a popular opinion, or is more of a popular notion than you're supposed to respect the ones that became before you. You're supposed to respect the ones that paved the way. That's damn near at the bottom of the list when you think about people paying homage and respect to those who paved the way that came before you. So when Joey Bada and other people, when they say these things about they nicer than Tupac, number one, you didn't even research Tupac's entire catalog to see if you're nicer than him, to see if you're anywhere on his level. You haven't even impacted the world the way Tupac did. And I'm not trying to shit on Joey, but it's just like these kind of lessons need to be taught. You just now, you're 30 and you just now, you got some, I ain't gonna say he got recognition because Joey been doing this for a while. I heard since what? For 15 years now. So he's been doing it for like, since he was 17 or 15. One of the two. So you've been doing it for a little minute. But now you're going after, you're trying to get at Kendrick Lamar, you know what I mean? So Kendrick Lamar, you know, can basically help you even more in your hip hop career by taking you on. If Kendrick Lamar chooses to battle Joey Bada, Kendrick Lamar takes this battle up another level. But right now, where it's at right now is cool. So now Joey got to continue doing more work. It's kind of like what Chuck D and Curtis Blow just said on the Breakfast Club. It's like, all right, so once you battle and y'all saying what y'all saying, now it's time to make the music. Now it's time to make the songs. Now it's time to show people how dope you really are. So it's just like with Joey Bada, when he said that he was better than Tupac, I'm looking at it from a point of view as just like, yo, people got to stop saying that. Tupac died, bro. So when Joey Bada said this shit, he said it in 2017, I believe. So you're talking about 23 years later. And then you come out there and say you're better than Tupac. And then you got other people your age who will agree with you. But these people lack the knowledge of like, nah, it's not right to say that you're better than Tupac. Tupac died 23 years ago. And did you research his entire catalog for you to say that you're better than them? And then also just think, if Tupac didn't die, if Biggie didn't die, if Big L didn't die, if Pun didn't die, if all these other great lyricists didn't die, y'all niggas might not even be here. Because Tupac, Biggie, Pun, Big L, you know, a lot of people that we lost, even Freaky Tah with the Lost Boys. Freaky Tah was the heart of the Lost Boys. These dudes still might be dominating hip hop. But when Biggie and Pac died, shit changed. Shit changed. Now, so when you say that you better, than Tupac, and you feel like, nah, you're supposed to think you're better. Like, you're also disrespecting the legacy of Tupac is. Now, Joey Bada says Tupac is one of his favorite rappers of all time, or is his favorite rapper. Now, if somebody's your favorite, and if he's your favorite, then explain the reasons why he's your favorite. Now, if he's your favorite because you've been using Tupac, if you look at the album cover, if you want to call it the album cover, if you look at the thumbnail of Joey Bada's Crash Dummy, he got Tupac on the thumbnail. And it's when Tupac was talking to the dude with Suge Knight and all the rest of them brothers from New Jersey talking about Death Row East. So, and Tupac was like, you believe in God, then believe in Death Row East. So that's the same shit that Joey Bada said in the song, you believe in God, then believe in TD East. So, but you use Tupac image in that. But it's not being explained why you're using Tupac image. You also said in the song, The Finals, I think it was the Finals, where he says he's active and do action like Pac. So, you know, that's another thing that he brought up. And then on the thumbnail for the song, The Town, featuring Loaded Lux, he got Tupac again in the thumbnail when Tupac had the white on red baseball jersey. And he had the red bandana on. Not the hockey jersey when he came out the courtroom spitting, but the other one when he had the red t-shirt on with the white on red. I think it's a Cardinals baseball shirt and a lot of people in the background. He also had Tupac there again. And he might have mentioned Tupac's name on there. So it's like, why are you utilizing Tupac? You got to represent him correctly. I don't know if are you trying to make correction for what you said about Tupac 8 years ago, because he claimed that when I heard the clarification, it wasn't really being clarified. It was these dudes on the radio show called LA Leakers or whatever. And I feel like they ain't really asked the right questions. They didn't really ask the right questions. We got to ask the right questions. Like, yo, how you think you better than Pac? If you think you better than Pac, then you think you better than Big. And those are deceased MCs. Like, do you think you're better? Do you actually think you're better than Nas? Do you actually think you're better than Jay-Z? Do you actually think you're better than Jadakiss? Do you actually think you're better than Method Man, Redman? Like really ask these, do you actually think you're better than Ice Cube? Niggas that's still here. And if so, how so? Like, why? Just because somebody gave you the notion or the idea that's been spreading around in hip hop that you're supposed to feel like you're better than the other artists. You're supposed to feel like that. But what's, like I said a few minutes ago, what's not being talked about is the respect. People don't talk about Curtis Blow like they should. People don't talk about Chuck D like they should. People don't talk about Chuck Rock like they should. Like, Slick Rick is about to drop an album that he hasn't made an album, and his last album was 26 years ago, and in my opinion, that shit was classic, even though he got 4. 2 out of his 4, 2 of them are classic. That's his first one, and that's his last one, which came out in 99. The other 2 were decent, but Slick Rick was in prison at that time, so they was just rushing, putting music out there to make money. But people are saying like, Slick Rick, I'll pass. Like, what you mean, Slick Rick, I'll pass? Y'all, a lot of these people like story raps, and they might give the credit to Scarface, or they might give credit to Nas, or Ghostface, or even Tupac as being the greatest storyteller in hip hop. Whereas that's not the case, in my opinion. Slick Rick is. Every song that Slick Rick gave you was a story. Every song, from Lottie Dottie. The Show was an entertaining song, but if you listen to the verses, Slick Rick gave you a story on that. Slick Rick gave you stories all the time. So people, this day and age that we live in, a lot of people just feel like they better than those that paved the way for them, and you don't even show no respect. You don't even know, you can't even break down, like, all right, so if Tupac is your favorite Tupac is your favorite artist, what's your favorite album? What's your favorite song? Why do you like that? Who produced it? If this is your favorite such and such, just like if you got a favorite food, you should know, like, why is that your favorite food? Oh, because the way this ingredient, the way they add a little pepper and garlic and whatever. You're supposed to know that shit, bro. Otherwise, I feel like niggas just faking the funk is politically correct to say like, oh, nah, that's my favorite artist. Why? Especially if you're young. Why? Young niggas need to be asked this. Why? Why is this your favorite artist, my nigga? Why? I need to know. Like, why do you got that AC/DC t-shirt on? Why do you got that Iron Maiden t-shirt on? Why do you got that Nirvana t-shirt on? Why do you got that Pink Floyd t-shirt on? I need to know. Are you just wearing that shit because it's hip, it's trendy, because you like the artwork, or do you really know about those heavy metal or rock groups? Why do you got a Tribe Called Quest t-shirt on? Do you like because they got a red, black, and green nude female that got her body painted in body paint? Or do you know about their albums, all their albums? Do you know about at least 3 classic joints and who produced it? Otherwise, these niggas is just saying cliche shit, political shit, clickbait shit. And that's the shit that I don't like. Tenzin said it's just the internet. That joint with Slick Rick did was hard. And I think that was the name, J Wall. I think that was the name. Me and Slick Rick what's it called? Bring It To You the hardest. If I'm not mistaken. Doug Velly, long time no see. What up? 21 Gun Salute. Fun fact, Tupac was only 24 when No All Eyes on Me came out in February, and he turned 25 the same year. The realest dawn. That's a fact. Joey can't fuck with Pac. Tupac really only had a 3-year window and became the most influential artist in history. Mel Hayes in the building. Salute. Muhammad in the building. Mel Hayes said his Ass Chike. I still don't know his name like that. Is it Ass Chike? That's how you pronounce it? So that's the only thing I say. But I'm not disrespecting Joey Badass, but me being old, I'm 52 years old. And when I hear that, bro, when I said that, when the first time I heard Rakim, I was 13. It was the summer of 86. And I was 13 in the summer of 86. And when I found out who that was, this dude, I was like, yo, who that? Who that rapping? And he was like, yo, that's a dude named Eric B. And I was like, oh, sweat, he dope. So, I was just so into it. And then I finally found out that it was called Eric B and Rakim. Eric B is president, and the MC name was Rakim. So I was just like, yo, this dude dope. Studied the credit, the art, the artwork, listening to the lyrics. I can tell you why this shit is dope. I can tell you about his second album, his third album. I can tell you how Rakim had a peak and then he began declined in production. I can tell you where Rakim went wrong for me. I can tell you where Big Daddy Kane went wrong for me. I can tell you where Tupac started off like this and just elevated until his death. And and that's why he's just hovering. Tupac came out the gate dope as hell, but his first album, I didn't, me being from New York, I didn't really like the production like that, but I liked the lyrical content of what Tupac presented. I didn't look, when Tupac debuted, I didn't look at Tupac then as the dopest MC ever. I'm being real with you. In real time, no, of course not. Like, in 1991, I'm listening to Chuck Rock. I'm listening to Grand Puba. I'm listening to Coogee Rap. I'm listening to KRS-One. I'm listening to, who else? CL Smooth. Man, I'm listening to, it was quite a, Big Daddy Kane still. EPMD, Redman. I wasn't even listening to Wu yet and all that other shit because they wasn't out yet. See, I know my shit. Or I know a 85% to 90% of a lot of hip-hop shit. I am hip-hop. So when Tupac came out, like, I was impressed. Production-wise, I really wasn't. Second album came, I was like, yo, this shit better. This shit better than the last one. You know what I mean? That shit keep your head up. Dope. That's what I was saying. And I said dope. I'm using that word dope because that's what I said back then. I get around, dope. The streets is death row. I was blown away by that because I was like, oh shit. Look how this nigga Tupac spitting. He wasn't spitting like this. The way he was flowing, I should say. When Tupac said, I'm dangerous when I'm drunk. I only drink beer. Gin makes me sin. I'm unable to think clear. Hennessy makes me think my enemies is getting close. Boom, boom, boom. Got me shooting at a ghost. I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh shit. Like, even when I say that shit now, I get chills because that line was so fucking dope. That's how I felt when I first heard it. I didn't hear no rapper rapping like that. And that shit made me, even after the movie and all that other shit, yeah, I was still paying attention to Pac. But then Me Against the World comes out. And every fucking song on there was a banger, production, everything. And that's when I realized, yo, this nigga, I just watched the elevation. Whereas I seen, in my time, I seen people declined in some certain area of their artistic production or presentation. With Rakim, it wasn't the lyricism, but he made his voice deeper. He wasn't animated, but he was lyrically, he was there, but the beats didn't sound like it previously did on your debut album and then your second album. Even on the second album, I noticed like, damn, this beat could have been better. This beat, for some, don't ask me, but I just had an ear for certain shit. It's like you when you taste a certain food, oh, I like that. You don't know what you like until you try it or till you hear it, till you drive it, till you wear it, till you smash her. You don't fucking know. You know what I mean? So I don't know where that shit comes from. It's almost like I've been here before type shit. And so I can just say I watch people elevate. I watch people decline. I'm gonna say this real quick, and this, you know what I mean, didn't go to Ali Saddiq. So that's basically it, man, about the Joey Badass situation, bro. I'm not shitting on him. You know, he clarified it, so to speak. It wasn't enough. More teaching still needs to be taught. More lessons still need to be taught to the younger generation out there. More respect needs to be put on these people's name. Like, we really need to do that. Like, we really need to have more respect for those who came before. And those that came before, they need to have a different approach in the way these younger people. Matter of fact, you gotta, if you're conscious enough, you'll understand, like, yo, you'll see that the evolution of music and the business aspect of it, you know, just fucked up everything. The homage, the respect, all that shit. It fucked it up somewhere down the line. So the older generation will have to realize that when you come to these younger people, if it ever happens that way. If it ever happens that way. I don't have my hopes up for that shit that it will, but younger generation just gotta have better respect. And if somebody is your favorite artist and stuff like that, they really need to know more about that artist. If a person is your favorite artist of the past, man, break it down to me. If a young nigga came to me and he's like 33 right now and he said Chubb Rock is his favorite artist, I'm gonna ask him 3 questions. I'm like, yo, word? Chubb Rock is one of your favorite artists? What's your favorite 3 songs? That nigga better not say the song where he go then nah, you're fronting. And we don't need no more fronting. We need you to respect the history. We need you to respect those who came before you, my nigga. That's what that shit is about. So Joey utilizing Tupac for what he's trying to do. Are you just using it because it's trendy? Because it's like, you know what I mean? It's as Kanye West and Jay-Z said in that song, is provocative. You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing it? What are you utilizing Tupac for in your artistry? Is it genuine? I need to know. These are questions that if I had a large platform, niggas would probably come see me. But I'm curious. I need to know. And it's not just in hip hop. If you told me Malcolm X was your favorite orator or your favorite leader, I'm gonna ask you, like, word, why? What year did he die? Or, you know, how old was he? What was his final name before it? Shit like that. Let me read some of this stuff. Natural Locks in the building. What up? The Pac slander continues about lyricism. I send them to your channel. Yeah, bro. Like, I don't know what else. Like I said in this beginning of this, I don't know what else to say about Pac that I haven't already said on these videos, bro. Like, I wish that I would be able to go on some of these channels when they be talking the shit that they talking, bro. Like, yo, what are you talking about? So that segue into Ali Saddiq, the comedian who Cat Williams had mentioned, or him and Cat Williams had a issue with. But he recently said on Shannon Sharpe's podcast or show, I forget how they brought it up, but he was like, yeah, I guess he was on the road, Ali Saddiq, and he seen Tupac. He was like, yeah, he was a dancer. He was with Digital Underground, and you know what I mean? He wasn't a thug. At least he wasn't a thug like me. So I'm looking at it like, bro, like, we the same age. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are you talking about, bro? And then people on the comic section, and I hate it when, like, Shannon Sharpe, like, well, these people get so high up, bro. They don't even read the comic sections anymore. They don't really read the comic sections like that. You ain't gotta always have a motherfucker on your show to, especially if you have a higher platform. You ain't always gotta have you can, yes, you can have a guest, whatever you want. But damn, the niggas that's in the comic section, sometimes they be saying some real shit. And sometimes some niggas be saying some dumb shit. And address the dumb shit and let them niggas know that what you saying is dumb. If you keep saying your dumb shit, I'm blocking you. You gotta put these niggas' minds right. You gotta teach them a lesson somehow. Pay attention. I know it's a lot going on, but pay attention. Like, people in the comic section be saying some real shit. So on Shannon Sharpe's channel, they was saying like, yo, how is Tupac not a real thug? Even though, why, you know, you ain't even got to use that label. But Tupac shot at 2 cops to save a brother's life. I would have to ask Ali Saddiq, because I don't know your history. Did you do anything more realer than that? I don't give a fuck if Tupac didn't know they was cops, they was 2 white dudes. And that's one thing that we don't do. We don't do. We'll harm our own. We'll destroy our own. And we'll call that shit gangster. We'll go to prison. We'll go to a white man's prison and be proud about doing 10 to 20 years and coming home like, yeah, nigga. Let me repeat that shit. Niggas will go to a white man's prison system. And when they do the time, they'll come home and be proud about they made it through a white man's incarceration system. Where's our incarceration system? Where's our shit that we locked them up? Oh, we ain't got one. So don't tell me that we gangster. Why we ain't got one? Oh, because we don't see ourselves better than that. So you don't see Tupac being a revolutionary is way more gangster, quote unquote gangster, than you just being an average thug selling drugs to your people in the community. Matter of fact, how gangster are you? Did you do some old, was it Frank Lucas, Rick Ross? I think Rick Ross probably did that. And I'm talking about the real Rick Ross. Them niggas went over to Colombia or whatever and brought the drugs back in plane. Did you bring this shit back? Or did you just go somewhere real quick and made the pay up? Like, nigga, that's 100% full gangster, or 100% being a full drug dealer to the motherfucking game. If we're gonna play those kind of semantics. You know what I mean? So he also said, so they said that. It was like clickbait, bro. Get tired of using Tupac name, and I think they spoke about Tupac for like maybe a minute, and the rest was about what he did on the streets. Yo, bro, I don't care. Like, when it comes to us as black men, nigga, I don't care about how much work you put in on another black man. Unless that nigga violated your daughter or your mother or your family. But if you just out there just sticking up niggas for no fucking reason, killing niggas over colors and shit, that shit ain't gangster, bro. Let's keep it real. That shit ain't real. What Tupac said to those gangsters for what's his name, Yummy Sandiford, and a big ass riot started, like, as crazy as it may sound, but that took a lot of heart. That was revolutionary, because I guarantee you those niggas never forgot. They went home and probably was like, yo, fuck that nigga Tupac. F that dude, bro. He gonna come at us and we're like, what he came at y'all for? Because we was using little kids to do our dirty work. So I guarantee you, them niggas, if you can talk to one of them and reflect on that shit, even if they remained ignorant to the fact and be like, nah, man, fuck that nigga Pac, like, he shouldn't have done that. But nah, somebody that's interviewing one of those ignorant niggas would be like, but yo, you don't think Pac had every right to step to a whole bunch of black men who are using kids to do the dirty work of adults? But nah, they don't talk about that. People like Michael J. White, you know what I mean? You'll use a 17-year-old video to call Tupac effeminate. Candace Owens, her bitch ass, she'll use that video to call Tupac effeminate. Jason Whitlock will use that video to call Tupac effeminate. Ain't none of those three. Michael J. White I'll say it over. He'll kick my ass. He's a professional fighter. But I would still have to have my integrity and be a man enough to say, like, yo, did you ever do what Tupac did? Have you ever spoke like Tupac spoke? Have you ever? Regardless if you see a dude that's 17-year-old and you're going to look at him like he's effeminate, have you ever spoke like that when you were 17? Matter of fact, what was you doing when you were 17? What was you doing when you were 18, 19? By the time Tupac is 19, he was Digital Underground. What was you doing? By the time he's 20, he's in a big-ass movie with Juice and onto his second album. What was you doing? By the time he's 22, 23, he's in prison fighting, he's in prison for a crime he didn't commit. Got falsely accused of something. What were you doing? When a young black man has to deal with being accused of something that he didn't do, and the system that his family fought against, he's got to sit in prison. What were you doing? What were you doing? What were you doing at age 25 when Tupac was on top of the fucking world? And yeah, you could say whatever you want towards the end of his life. He made a fatal mistake in that NGM. But yet and still, from that point before that, what was you doing? By the time you saw Tupac on video, when you saw Tupac when people see Tupac being on video at his youngest age, he was being an activist. He was speaking on real shit. Where's your video at that age that's talking about the same shit Tupac talked about? Otherwise, if you ain't got it, don't talk about it, bro. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. And that's, this is the shit I'm talking about, right? Like, bro, I see people constantly talking about Pac, on, like, really get into it. Like, yo, Pac message can still be really spread to the youth at a better rate than what it's being. Instead of, like, the brother from Art of Dialogue, you know what I mean? You'll have people on there here and there saying things about Tupac, but like, let's really talk about his message. Let's talk about the message. Let's talk about it. Let's get a segment on there. Get a whole group of youth people. Get a whole audience, especially if you got the platform. Get a whole audience of people and show them Tupac videos all at once. Put that shit on TikTok so they can see what he's talking about, who he's talking about. If they see Tupac and somebody be like, oh, Sweat, that's Tupac, that's Khalid Muhammad sitting next to Tupac. Like, who's Khalid Muhammad? We don't do that type of shit, bro. Let me hear this verse right here. Jersey Girl. I gotta say, Eminem, this beat is fire by Eminem. I can't even lie. And I like this. I like this. I like this. This is a dope ass beat. Joey is no king of New York. Yeah. Herb Gotti said some real shit. So did DJ Quick.
Sometimes it's hard to wake up in the morning, mind full of demons. I don't wanna hear them anymore. Got me heartbroken. Too many babies screaming cause they singing destruction before they see a human being. So they start smoking weak.
He said the babies are seeing destruction before they see a human being. Bring that back, man. Joey, you said you better than Pac? You say you better than Pac? He said babies are seeing destruction before they seeing human beings. This is a verse he wrote in his early 20s, my nigga. Who's saying that type of shit right now in hip-hop? Mad and Chemist, salute. Break it down, Pop.
Sometimes it's hard to wake wake up in the morning, mind full of demons, I don't wanna hear them anymore. Got me heartbroken, too many babies screaming cause they singing destruction before they see a human being. So they start smoking weed, we'll never get our day until we learn to pray. Keep our families in shape cause they all broken. Why do ghetto birds die before we learn to fly? Somebody else's child cooking guns, smoking weed can all make a change, so I'm told, but I haven't seen the change unfold. I keep hoping, please, if you prefer to breathe. Communities in need of people that believe. Keep your eyes open. I can only say I'll try until the day I die. I promise to be wise with my heart open. Greed brings only misery, away to tragedy. So I stay sucker free. Only a few chosen rise.
My ghetto queens rise.
Don't be afraid to try. Too many of us die for the door to open. Wise, my brothers, be wise. Stay focused on the prize. Though everybody dies.
Bring it back. Listen to how Tupac is flowing on this shit. The whole shit. Tupac, people be talking about Tupac wasn't an MC. People be talking about Tupac wasn't a lyricist. Y'all ain't give, like, he was evolving. But you gotta give this Tupac props. Like Remy Ma said, Tupac is the only person to come out of prison and skyrocket to the top. You ain't never gonna see another person like that. In a short amount of time. Remy Ma even thought that she was gonna come home and be the shit. She did good, but she ain't come home to be the shit. She ain't knocked Nicki Minaj off her pedestal at that time like that. She didn't do it, and she let Cardi B come up. She ain't do what it needs to. She ain't do the work that she should have put in as Tupac is. It's not the fact that Remy, you went to prison and you know what I mean, and you know, and y'all just think that's it. Like, nah, Tupac came home and went to work. He did All Eyes on Me in 2 weeks. Right after he came out of prison. He started doing movies and all types of shit. See, I don't study the game tape. It's that Tupac put in fucking work. That's why he kept elevating. He ain't declined to just be like, yeah, nigga, I'm home now, nigga. I made it through the white man's incarceration system. No. That nigga Tupac said, before you see me in jail, you see me in hell. I ain't going back to that shit. Verse, please. I'm about to get up out of here after this. I just love this verse.
Sometimes it's hard to wake up in the morning, mind full of demons. I don't wanna hear them anymore. Got me heartbroken, fine. Too many babies screaming cause they singing destruction before they see a human being. So they start smoking weed. We'll never get our day until we learn to pray. Keep our families in shape cause they all broken. Why do ghetto birds die before we learn to fly? Somebody else's child cooking guns, smoking weed can all make a change, so I'm told, but I haven't seen the change unfold. I keep hoping, please, if you prefer to breathe. Communities in need of people that believe. Keep your eyes open. I can only say I'll try until the day I die. I promise to be wise with my heart open. Greed brings only misery, away to tragedy. So I stay sucker free. Only a few chosen rise. My ghetto queens rise. Don't be afraid to try. Too many of us die for the door to open. Wise, my brothers, be wise. Stay focused on the prize. Though everybody dies, we can only learn to take. I ain't who you are.
Tupac murdered that shit, bro. Tupac murdered. Yo, Joey Badass, listen to this, my nigga. Multiple gunshots fill the blocks, the fun stops. Somebody just called the cops. People shot, nobody's dropped. I wonder when the world stopped caring. Last night you getting shot while that whole block staring. I would never understand this society. First you try to murder me and then they lie to me. Product of a John 3. All my homies trying weed. Got the little babies crazy, raised on Tennessee. Tell me where my enemies flee when they see me. Believe me, even thugs gotta learn to take it easy. Listen, ready to miss it, cause I got for a threat. Turn a bad boy to grown man. It's on again, I give a holler to my hookies in the darkest corners. Roll a perfect blunt and let it sparking for you. One love from a dog, nigga, rolling with a pussy full of paranoid drug dealers. Until the end, my friend, I'm seeing nothing but my dreams coming true. While I'm staring at the world through my rear view. I'm seeing nothing but my dreams coming true. While I'm staring at the world through my rear view. They got me staring at the world through my rear view. Go a baby scream to God, he can hear you. I can see your heart beating fast cause it's time to fly. Getting high, watching time fly. It's all my motherfuckers staring at the world through my rear view. Go a baby scream to God, he can hear you. I can
feel your heart beating fast, 'cause